Hello there! Today's video is a bit of an experimental video. A lot of you have requested that I do things like speed paints, but I don't really have the means to record something like a speed paint. As you can see, my piece of wood is very big. It's 2 by 2 feet. It's not huge, but I tend to work on a larger scale, and I don't necessarily have a camera that can hold a lot of memory of me painting. Sometimes my paintings take like 3 weeks. I've been working on a painting of my friend since last summer because I haven't had the time to be able to finish it. So my paintings, I don't really know if I'll have time to do a speed paint. I have no idea if I'll even be able to do a speed paint. But today I wanted to do a bunch of different art things and just talk to you guys maybe about my art process and my art journey. In the future, I'd like to do Q&As over these types of videos, but I hope it's okay that you can't see me. It's probably a bit of a relief, actually. LOL. Yeah, I got my palette paper, my gesso, and some acrylic paints that I'm going to mix in with the gesso in order to prime the wood panel. So yeah, I'm just gonna start doing that. I wish I could show you guys my paint mixing process. So the reason I am priming this wood panel, if you're not familiar with oil painting, basically you have to prime whatever surface you're painting on with some sort of acrylic primer. Gesso is like the most common one. There's clear gesso, there's white gesso, and you can make your own colored gesso by mixing in acrylic paint with it. So that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna prime it like a nice bluish gray color, I think. This isn't necessarily the color of the background of the painting. This is just the color of the primer. The reason I'm using a colored primer is that usually I either do clear gesso over wood or I will do a colored primer. And the reason for that is that I prefer to paint on a surface that already has a tone on it. If you paint on a surface that already has some value, it makes it easier to get the correct values, I've found, at least for me. A lot of people like painting on white surfaces, and that's totally fine. In fact, like, white surfaces are what's traditional for glazing, but I prefer painting on a toned surface. It just helps me get the colors a little bit more accurate, and it helps me get them a little more opaque. So I feel like it really helps me make the highlights pop. I find that if I have a white background, I paint everything way too dark. So I guess I'll talk a little bit about my art journey. I wish I had questions to answer. You can always leave some questions in the comments for a future video. So I didn't start doing art actually until my senior year of high school, like the summer before my senior year of high school. I loved art and I had always been interested in it, but I was way too scared to actually do it because I didn't think I would be good. And that was very true. I was not good when I started. I had never tried to draw anything seriously before. Like, I had obviously colored pictures as a kid, but like, I never actually tried to draw anything. And it was very, very difficult because I felt like a lot of my peers who were my age had been drawing since they were little kids, and I definitely was behind. Yeah, my skills definitely were not there. Like, even if you remember, I took them down, but if you remember my old sketchbook tours, like, I think I've improved a lot since then. Especially since I found my favorite medium. I feel like I've just gotten a lot better and a lot more comfortable. The plan for this painting is to do it in the Rococo style. Rococo was like a style of painting in the 1700s and the 1800s in Europe. It is all floofy and fluffy. There's a lot of pastels, a lot of representations of Venus and Cupids and those sorts of things. However, it tends to portray women as objects. That was a huge theme in the Rococo style, was portraying women as objects. So my idea was to do it with the pastels and the clouds and maybe throw in a few Cupids. But to make it a portrait of my friend and her girlfriend, I thought it would be a lot more empowering, portraying women as like people with actual feelings, not just as an object to be admired by men. There's a really famous Rococo painting, it's called The Swing, and basically it's just this guy looking up his mistress's skirt as she's on a swing, and he was the patron of the painting. He wanted it that way, and I remember the first painter like refused to do it. Kind of scandalous, and I don't know, I just wanted to kind of take back that style but make it a little more empowering, I suppose. Also, my friend and her girlfriend are just super beautiful people, so I wanted to paint them. I'm gonna go ahead and lower the camera a little bit so you guys can see the second half of my painting. Here we go. I'm not sure if that's in focus, but we're gonna roll with it. So that's the plan for this painting. I've been loving portraits. I feel like I've always drawn portraits, even before I knew how to draw a portrait. I was doing them. They're very fun for me. I just like portraying people, I guess. I love people. I'm like a huge introvert, but I still love people. I just get exhausted by social interaction. But yeah, portraits have always kind of been my thing, I guess. I took a figure drawing class this semester and it was an incredible experience. I had never drawn like a person from life like that before. Like, I drew my family and friends here and there, but like I had never drawn like a person, like a serious portrait from life. So having the opportunity to do like a figure from life was like incredible for me. I think I learned so much. Looking at my work, I rapidly improved in that class because it was 6 hours a week, just like non-stop drawing of people with 5-minute breaks in between. So it wasn't like pure 6 hours, but like I did it in graphite and I'm not very good at graphite. I've learned I prefer charcoal much more. So towards the end of the semester when we had more options for our mediums, I definitely chose more charcoal. But yeah, I really loved that class. I posted a few of my figure drawings on my Instagram, so if you're not following me there and you want to see more art updates, I will put the link in the description. It's at rachel.fm if you want to see it right now. But yeah, I post a lot of art updates on there, I think, on my story mostly. But I do have some pictures of my art up. So definitely, if you want to see what I'm up to, you can go ahead and follow me there. Also, feel free to shoot me a message on there. I love it when people message me on Instagram. I will always reply. I might be a few days late because if I'm not following you, it will go into the requested bin and I always forget to check that. So this is me apologizing in advance in case I did not see your message. I hate it when my brush sheds. This is a really inexpensive brush from Michaels, so it like sheds a lot. Let me know if you have any good recommendations for brushes that don't shed. I mean, I cannot complain. I think 3 of them are like $5. And your girl is always down to save a buck. So I prefer painting on wood panel rather than canvas. I love canvas, don't get me wrong. I like the bounce that it has quite a bit, but I hate the texture of it. I don't like the bumpiness. I know you can sand it down and smooth it down, so I've done that a few times. I just much strongly prefer painting on wood because it's already a smooth surface, and I don't like the feeling of painting on like gesso board or anything like that because it feels like I'm painting on glass. And I like a little bit of texture on my paintings, but I usually just get wood panels from Home Depot and I just like paint on them. I prime them and then I do my oil paintings. You can have them cut it into pieces, but I usually just do the 2x2 foot. That's my main size. I used to paint on MDF board, which was very smooth. It's medium density fiber board. It's basically like wood, but all squished up. But that is just way too heavy. I didn't realize how heavy it was until I painted one of my friend's bodies and I had to haul it across campus once. And it was just so heavy. I had to get one of my friends to help me. And the gallery was like, yeah, this is way too heavy. So some people prime their wood panels and then they'll like sand it down and then they'll prime it again and sand it down. So if you like painting on super smooth surfaces but don't want to buy like a gesso board every single time, that's a great option. This is all primed and once it's dry, it will be ready to start drawing on. Okay, so next I'm just gonna start embroidering. I'm working on a sweatshirt for a good friend of mine. It says grapefruit. I don't know if you can see it, but this would be a great time to segue into a conversation about an art collective that I'm in. So my good friend Jasmine, who's super talented, she's basically started this art collective and she asked me to be in it, and I'm so honored that she did because there's so many talented people in there. My friend Nate, I've talked about him before, he's in it. But yeah, I'm just so excited to be a part of it. So I'm making her a little grapefruit sweatshirt and she wants, yikes, she wants some little fruits around it, so I think I'm gonna put a peach on it somewhere. which is what we'll do right now. I'm not doing like the super intricate peach that I have a tutorial up for, and I'll put that in the description. But I am doing just an outline of a peach. She didn't want them like shaded in or anything. So I'm not really sure where to put the peach. If you were a peach, where would you want to be on this? So what kind of videos would you guys like to see from me? I know you guys really like the art-based videos, and I love them too, so I'm definitely going to do more of them now that I have time to over the summer. When I'm at school, I generally just don't have time to make videos in general, so I do talking videos because they require significantly less time, and I just want to get videos up for you guys, honestly. And I want them to be the best quality as possible. So if I don't have time to make a good quality like tutorial or something like that, I'm not going to make it because I don't want to put it up if it's not the best quality. I'm just going to freehand this peach and hope it turns out okay. So what have you guys been up to? I talk a lot about my projects and what I'm involved in, but I don't tend to hear a lot from you guys. A little update on the zine. We got all the submissions in and we're super excited. Since I had finals, I'm still working on putting it together. Right now I'm just designing the zine itself and the borders. Unfortunately, I don't have the money to print it, and I won't until we get more patrons on Patreon. So I'm like a little nervous about that. The plan is to also sell digital copies. So we'll be selling those, and once we print them, everyone who contributed will get a free print because I cannot pay you and I feel terrible about that. Art for the sake of art, am I right, ladies? Since I'm home for the summer and I have more time to make videos, I would love to hear what kind of videos you guys would want to see from me. I really would like to put up a poll in the community tab, but I don't have a community tab yet. So just let me know, like, would you guys want to see more makeup videos, more art videos? I'm definitely planning on making more art videos because I generally get good responses from those. More bullet journal videos, like thrift hauls, which I don't buy a ton from thrift stores, so it'd probably have to be later in the summer. I just have a lot of cool projects going on right now. I'm super, super excited about that. We have at the beginning to our peach, it kind of looks like a little heart. If you guys want to see more embroidery tutorials, that I would love to do them. I know they were really popular when I did them. However, I need suggestions on what to do because I don't know what you guys want me to embroider. So if you have a particular item you'd want to learn how to embroider, let me know because I can do that. I can film it for you. Please keep in mind that like embroidery and art videos, they take just so much time to film and edit, so I might not be able to get them out as fast as I can get out like a talk video. So just be patient with me, that would be great. So on Sunday, and I'm filming this on Friday, I did a photo shoot with my good friend Alyssa and her boyfriend's band, and they're called Chase Petra. And they do like pop punk music, and they're actually really good. I went to a recording for them on Tuesday also, and they are incredibly talented, and they don't have an EP out yet. They have a few really old songs on Spotify, but they're putting out their EP really soon, so I will definitely let you guys know when they do that. And for now, you can follow them on Instagram. But yeah, my really good friend Alyssa, she did like an amazing photo shoot. She asked me to help style, so that was really fun, but she did a great job at taking the pictures. I've been getting more into digital photography lately too, which is, I'm definitely not a fan of digital compared to film. I love film photography, and digital just like, it doesn't give me the same feeling, I guess, but I sound really pretentious when I say that actually, so I tend to like avoid talking about film versus digital. But I feel like digital photography these days, it's just kind of like people will buy really expensive cameras and put it on auto, and then all of a sudden they're a photographer, which is kind of frustrating, I guess, because there are a lot of people who work super hard to be able to be like really talented at photography. Like there are some trends in the photography world that I really don't like. I don't know, just like trendy stuff with the glasses and the rainbows and the fairy lights and all that jazz. I'm not like a huge fan of. I don't know. It just, I don't know if it's like normie culture to me or what, but I'm just like kind of sick of seeing it, I guess. Hi guys, Editing Rachel here. So I did not realize this when I was filming, but I guess my camera just totally cut off after the clip where I was talking about normie culture of all things. Which, side note, I'm just being pretentious. Like, you can like whatever you want and it's completely valid. I'm just pretentious and jaded by the world. But yeah, that's it for my video. I'll put in a little clip of the sweatshirt right now. This is the sweatshirt so far. It's the little peach I just did. It needs a leaf in the stem still, but then it says grapefruit, and I made the dot on the eye a little leaf, and yeah. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll put links to all my social media in the description. Okay, love you guys. Bye.